Hi, this is Kyle Marshall. I'm going to be talking about buying versus leasing with a specific example of a 2015 Toyota Prius. So I feel like the main point of this presentation is to talk about the misconception that we can intuitively know which option is better. And I feel like we don't really know because money has a different value at different points in time. And this value might change from person to person. The general recommendation, well, there can't really be a general recommendation. Um, so therefore, we really need to perform an economic analysis to figure out which option is better. So there's a number of ways you can go about purchasing a vehicle. You can buy it, you can lease it, or you can do a combination of both. The main point here is that no matter what option you choose, uh, money is going to be paid for these options at different points in time. For example, for option one, when you buy it all upfront with cash, the cost is all going to be upfront in the very beginning, and then you can obviously resell at the very end when you're done with the car. Option two, you take out a loan, so you'll have monthly payments, and then again you can sell the car at the end whenever you're done with that. For leasing, you can't sell the car because you don't technically own the car, so you'll just have monthly payments to this leasing company. And then the combination one is a combination of both of these, where you pay monthly payments to this leasing company, and then you'll pay monthly payments to a bank for, say, for the loan, and then you can sell the car at the very end. So which option is the best? You really can't sum up all the values, all the monthly payments, or the predicted resale values because money changes with time. So let's talk more about that. Um, so there's this misconception that money changes with time. I feel like we don't really internalize this idea that there's these opportunity costs, which is really the discount rate when we're analyzing it in terms of economic terms. Um, so really, it's about when do you want money to be available. For example, if you have a credit card debt and you want to pay off that loan, you really want to pay it off as soon as possible, so that way it doesn't accumulate more debt with that high interest rate. Um, so if you have monthly payments or cash up front, it really takes away from your ability to pay for that, and that debt might accumulate faster than you want it to. Another example is, let's say you're investing in stocks. Um, so with stocks, you typically want to make more money, and it returns usually 5 to 10%. So if instead of investing in stocks and letting your money kind of get you that return, if you invest your money in, let's say, again, the upfront cash or these signing costs or monthly payments, it'll change your ability to make that investment. So it's really about how tied up do you want your money to be? You want it to be more available now, or does money, it does not matter if it's available now or in the future. And so that's really the governing idea behind the net present value analysis um, that we performed in the tech report. So this is the final result of the tech report analysis for the 2015 Toyota Prius. And this is kind of the all-encompassing decision chart. It gives different annual discount rates and different annual interest rates and sees how the options change. So one thing to note with this is that no matter what, given the range of rates on the graph, option 3 is not the best option, not the cheapest option. Um, and so something I didn't mention was that on the chart, the spaces correspond with the cheapest net present value, or preferably you can say that's the best option. Um, and so, interestingly, option 4 is only preferred when you have high discount rates. This makes sense though, because when you lease, you really put off those initial costs um, with the smaller monthly payments. So if you value money in the beginning because you have these high investments or high credit card debts, you really want to pay those off first rather than worrying about car payments. And that's what option 4 really gives you. Um, on the other hand, option 1 is preferred when you have really low discount rates, basically. Um, and that's because if you have no preference in time between the future cost of the money and the present cost of the money, then typically paying upfront cash, you can bypass that third party, and it's really the cheapest option if money means the same in all time zones. And that's really shown when the discount rate is low. Option 2 is an interesting option because there's this kind of region of annual discount rates and annual interest rates where this is the cheapest option. Um, And this kind of makes sense between option one and option two. Um, when you have a higher discount rate, typically that lower monthly payments can kind of spread out, um, can kind of spread out that cost, and therefore it doesn't tie up your money as much. So in general, there's this misconception that we can know intuitively which option is the cheapest, but you really need to look at how money changes with time, and how money changes with time economically and mathematically is shown through the annual discount rate. Thank you for listening. I hope you think this was interesting.